Kraven at the time kind of seen as like not a character that people took super seriously.
What does the hunter do to his prey? He takes it, he skins it, and he wears its skin.
Oh, interesting. Kraven, having defeated the spider or realized that he doesn't need to, all this different stuff, blows his head to move off. Welcome to the month of Spider-Man. It's Spider time. We're about to get nuts.
Yes. Let's get nuts. Spider-Man's favorite famous line. Yeah.
Spider-Man's favorite famous line. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
An actual Spider-Man line. We love oh boy. Yeah.
This sucks. Guys, we're here to talk about Kraven's Last Hunt. It's a classic Spider-Man story from 1987. It was written by J.M. DeMatteis, a classic all-time, not just Spider-Man writer, but comics writer, written some of the best Spider-Man stories, some of the best Superman stories, some of the best stuff in comics in general. He's one of the all-time greats.
That's right.
Penciled by Mike Zeck, inked by Bob McLeod, colored by Bob Sharon and Janet Jackson. Probably not that one.
How do you know?
I didn't check, so it's possible. Lettered by Rick Parker. This is a classic foundational Spider-Man book. It came 20-some years into the history of the character, but left a really big mark on kind of the psychology of the character. Psychology? What's up?
That was crazy.
It was interesting.
Your pronunciation today has been spot on.
It's been popping off, man.
Go watch last week's Iron Man compendium for more of Marshall not being able to speak. Yeah.
More of less wordage, verbiage from me.
Correct.
Tell me what's the book description of this thing? What do you describe this book?
The description we have for this little
tome.
This little tome.
Graphic novel.
Yeah. It goes as follows. It's the ultimate tale of revenge. Kraven the Hunter has stalked and killed every beast known to man, but there's one prey that has eluded him. Do you want to know who?
Let me guess.
The one quarry that has mocked him at every turn?
Oh, yep. Man, that's a good clue.
Yep.
Is it Rick Jones?
Wrong. It's you, Marshall.
What?
It's you. No, it's not you either. It's the Spider. It's the Spider-Man, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Now, in one last hunt, Kraven will finally prove that he is Spider-Man's master by burying him alive and taking his place as Spider-Man. To destroy the Spider, he must become the Spider.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good description.
Well, that you can thank League of Comic Geeks.
And I will.
Thank you.
Thank you, League of Comic Geeks.
Thank you, League of Comic
Geeks.
We
appreciate you guys for giving us this.
We appreciate you guys.
Oh.
This is my new thing, where I just say what you say slightly after you say it.
I'm an idiot.
No, Michael, don't say that about yourself.
Life hacks for Marshall.
But I didn't repeat it, so Michael's just being mean to himself.
The origins of this are so much fun.
Oh,
we should talk about them.
Okay.
I think this is one of the more iconic backstories to the creation of most of the Spider-Man books that I can think of.
This is a weird back and forth of an origin story, so tell us about it.
Totally. No, it's super fun. So it's J.M. DeMatteis, he came up with this idea in 1984 to create some kind of a story where the hero gets buried alive and is replaced by the person who buried them. Mm-hmm. He spawns this idea as a Wonder Man story where the Grim Reaper, his brother, buries Wonder Man and takes his place.
At which point he would have been in the West Coast Avengers, right, in '84.
Oh gosh, your guess is as good, or your memory rather is as good as mine. I don't remember when he switches over.
I'll call Bob.
What's that? Call Bob, please do, because I do not. Wonder Man was busy in the 1980s.
Yes,
as was Bob, and so there you go.
That's true.
That's our good pal Bob, famous
Bob Hall,
famous
comic book artist, drawer of slapping of Janet Van Dyne.
Yes, famously. Let's ask him about that when we get him on the show.
I have written it down in my notes. One of the things I want to talk about.
We love Bob. He's the only probably local that has the fame that he has in this industry. So yeah, very, very cool dude. Anyways, DeMatteis tries this out. Marvel doesn't really like that idea, so he takes it to DC. When he starts working with them, he comes up with an idea where the Joker buries Batman and takes his place, and it makes the Joker
drives the Joker sane.
It fixes his insanity when he buries Batman. Unfortunately, Alan Moore was already deep in working with The Killing Joke, which was just a smidge too similar. And so he tries again. Instead of the Joker, he goes to use Hugo Strange, which I think is kind of a good move on DeMatteis' part. Like that would make sense if somebody was going to replace the Bat. I think Hugo Strange would be a good villain to choose.
Which I mean, he kind of, there's an aspect, and this may be why they denied it or rejected it initially, is because when Hugo Strange is introduced in Legends of the Dark Knight, there is this whole thing about how he's this intellectual guy out in the public, but he's kind of nuts in private. And he's sewn his own Batman suit that he wears, and he's got a mannequin as a girlfriend. So it's like this weird, strange stuff going on that ultimately probably would have still been too similar to what DeMatteis is wanting to do here. Yeah.
But it's good. Like it would have turned out well. Thankfully, I guess, for the sake of us finally getting this book. They rejected the Hugo Strange pitch. DC did. So DeMatteis goes back to Marvel. He goes, I want to still write this story. I'll use Spidey instead, and use maybe a lesser utilized villain. Marvel had also recently just married Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, it was very up to date at that point. Like it was fresh.
Yeah, and so it turned into kind of perfect timing because their marriage ended up being, and we'll talk about this as we go into the story. Their marriage ends up being like the emotional like anchor point for Peter Parker. That's like his driving focus throughout this. Is like throughout. So as we're talking about it, Kraven comes and buries Peter Parker, buries Spider-Man alive. And as Spidey breaks his way out of that, spoilers for the story, you can imagine.
Not that you haven't seen the cover.
Yes, yeah, you've all seen the cover. That's
super iconic.
Yeah, it sure is. That is what Peter's thinking about most. Is I need to get back to my new wife and the life that we're starting.
Yeah, it's an incredible visual. Like it. The only thing that it made me think of, it reminded me of some of the stuff in Swamp Thing, where like Alec and Abby are like, I guess it's like having sex or something, but it's the like merging that they have, this kind of communion that happens, and it's this weird like psychedelic journey. It also reminds me in a lot of ways of The Cult. There's a lot of aspects of this book that are very Batman the Cult. In the kind of like psychological side of things, the way that it's the hero really up against it, kind of getting the heck beat out of him in a lot of ways and barely making it out alive. It's a weird kind of disturbing story.
It really is. Yeah. Like make no mistake, this is a like in a season when comic books were dark. This is coming off the heel. I mean, this is right around the time of The Killing Joke.
Dark Knight Returns as well, because this is 87. So I think Dark Knight Returns had come out the previous year. I think it was 86.
And so did Watchmen, I think.
And maybe, I think, was year one in 87 as well?
But yeah, around that time at the very least.
I can't remember.
They just closed out the Batman story, so they were so Frank Miller goes, I'll start it again too. I'll show you the beginning.
Which is interesting because I guess that means that Swamp Thing was kind of right around that time as well. Alan Moore Swamp Thing. There's so much. What a crazy, this is like 1999 for movies. What a crazy couple years for comics.
And everything.
Born Again is also coming out.
Well, it makes sense because crazy time for Frank Miller specifically as well. But this is around the time when the industry's breaking free of the Comics Code Authority too, so it kind of makes sense that it's like there is an ocean of untreaded potential here that we can try things out in.
There's a bunch of young angry young men who want to write comic books.
And as many that want to read our comic books. So it perfect timing for this particular project.
Kraven at the time kind of seen as like not a character that people took super seriously.
Yeah.
He's a, vaguely Russian guy who wears a leopard loincloth and a lion vest.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird, silly character.
Well, it's funny. I've been told that I can't do that in public. Kraven gets to just do it. Why?
I think that you can pull it off.
I don't. I think so too.
I would like to see it.
I don't get it.
Let's make it happen.
I got it in the back.
Halloween episode. I'll be Spider-Man and you be Kraven.
And I can bury you alive and put your clothes on, and I'll be Spider-Man.
No! So DeMatteis chose Kraven just by flipping through the handbook of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Basically, which is fun.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, what do I do? This guy seems interesting. It's kind of like this is a character that is kind of untapped and we don't have a lot of deep history for, so I'll do whatever I want with him. And that is how we got this interesting, weird guy. Yeah,
there'd be a lot more justification for not any other Spider-Man villain, but like he could have just as easily picked out, the Leaper. It's not really a Spider-Man villain. The Big Wheel.
Sure. It's as though like you could have done somebody like really high level. Yeah. Like the Killing Joke. It's like if you did the Killing Joke, but the bad guy was Killer Moth Mad Hatter, where it's the Joker, You're not doing this story and making it the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
It's a very different thing that way.
Totally.
But it would, it'd be a good story, but this, in the same way that like Batman the Animated Series really recontextualized and changed the story of Mr. Freeze, this really did that for Kraven, which is kind of weird and funny and ironic since the way this story goes, Kraven is then absent from comic books for near 20 years.
Yeah.
Left a big impression, though.
Yeah. This is his last hunt for a reason.
Yeah. Which I did not know.
Really?
I'd never read the book.
Oh, no.
All I knew about this story was, he buries him and puts on the costume and then he blasts out of the ground and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did not know about the waning moments of the book.
Yes,
let's talk about the story, Michael.
Let's do it. Throughout, I should say this in case you haven't read it or seen it. It's the black suit the entire time. It's that season after the original Secret War, when you get Spidey's black suit just nonstop. It's not really a plot point, but visually looks great.
Looks really that was like 84 or 85.
Yeah,
the original Secret War.
Man, I just wish I had been alive in the 80s to read all of these when they were contemporary.
Yeah.
It would have been so good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now you can read it now.
That's so true.
Oh no, my coffee. Oh. It's okay, guys. It just hurts.
My coffee. It's so hot on my
It is very hot.
Does it actually hurt?
It's fresh, hot coffee, guys.
Oh, that's more than I thought you spilled there.
Plenty.
It happens.
Don't worry about it, guys.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to sue you, McDonald's. Okay.
And whoever made that
Grand Island, the city of Grand Island.
Dude,
I'm coming after you.
Everybody in Nebraska wants to sue Grand Island.
I'm going to come get Gabe.
Who's Gabe?
So, Kravenov.
No.
Kraven.
It's not his first name. What's his first name?
Kraven Sergei Kravenov.
Sergey, thank you. I had to run through the Rolodex of like the 10 Russian names.
It's like Mario.
Yeah.
It's good.
Good.
He's kind of going nuts.
Yeah.
There's an interesting thing that happens in the lettering in this where you get kind of like two different kind of like the most present self and then the darker self kind of talking at each other, or like it's like a conversation between the two, sort of. And then the same thing happens with Spidey, where it's like the spider sense is like its own entity and Peter is his own person and everything like that. But the book kind of opens up with this, I'm going to be real careful over here now, with this narration of Kraven basically talking about the tragic life of his family and his mother in particular back in Russia, and the aristocracy and the revolution and all this different stuff. And it's clear that he's kind of losing it. Yeah,
which I'm going to say from the get-go here, probably my least favorite part of this book that I like very, very, very much is it's very verbose. It's got a lot of like I completely understand what they're doing for the competing narration and everything like that. I don't even think it's objectively a bad choice. I got
I agree.
so lost
It's not
reading
objectively a bad choice.
Good.
Because I like it.
I'm glad you like it. I didn't hate it. Again, I like this book a ton, so even finding something to critique is not super, easy.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's a lot of words, a lot of reading, and having to put together the pieces of like, wait, who's talking? Is this Kraven or is this his insane brain?
Yeah.
Insane in the membrane. Same thing with Spidey later on. There's just a lot of narration in the background, and I think there could have been a little more showing and less telling, maybe. That's me. You can not share this opinion.
I see what you're saying. I think in this book it specifically does work because it's so poetic.
Yeah.
It's not just like Chris Claremont recapping every X-Man's power every time they come on a panel in every single issue.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not Stan saying, "Oh, and then little did they know that the Grim Reaper was right around the corner," and it's like we can see it. It's happening on the page.
It's right there.
We know.
Yeah.
But this stuff is much more like
more balanced.
It's more poetic.
Yes.
It's more actually working with what's happening on the page rather than doubling up what's happening on the page.
Yeah, I agree. And in other parts, they very much do the show don't tell way better.
Yeah, even these opening pages.
Yeah.
It's Kraven, just kind of. You immediately see him and he's kind of like he's nuts. He's naked and he's fighting his trophies.
Yeah.
In his home.
Yep.
And talking about how he's the beast. His mind is rage and glory. His heart.
The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind.
Tell me how!
The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
His fire and pride. His body, his grace and power. He is Kravenov, the man. It just goes.
That's gonna be my pre-gym mantra here coming up soon.
Yeah. Well, I'm concerned about the end of your workouts.
Well, it's just the going into it. It's getting me pumped up.
Yeah.
But no, 100%. There is really cool artwork, especially in these early ones.
The colors do a lot. The colors also is another thing. It, again, reminds me of The Cult.
Yeah. 100%.
Really vibrant, watercolory looking stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get more into art here in a little bit too, but yeah.
Wow.
Keep with the story. What happens?
Fine. You tell me. Yes, I mean, Kraven is basically going nuts, and he has this kind of inner demon that he thinks that he has to fight. He's talking about how they thought that his mother was insane, but he has honor and his family has honor, and that he's going to live with honor and all this different things, stuff like that. He's talking in circles. He's kind of going crazy, and being very dramatic and poetic. He seems to think that he's caught up in some grand cosmic story.
Yeah.
But it may or may not all be in his head. In this case, with this story in isolation, it's in his head.
Yeah.
But it's interesting knowing what happens later in the 90s with Spider-Man, in the early 2000s with the Spider Totem stuff, where there is kind of a mystical aspect to Spider-Man, but I don't think that really matters retroactively or anything here.
Agreed. This is kind of a spiritual predecessor to that, where Kraven seems to be, as he mutters to himself, seems to kind of be implying that the spider is something that Spider-Man owns, and it comes with the abilities, and Kraven won't be fulfilled until he can take that for himself and complete it and show that he's the one that's worthy of it, not Spider-Man.
It's this thing that has been pushing at him, stopping him from having peace. It's this obsession that he has now, and the way that he thinks that he's going to solve it is by replacing Spider-Man, basically, and mastering the spider. That's what he imagines, that if he removes this mythological creature, the spider, not the man, the spider, because he doesn't see Spider-Man as a man, that is how he can master it, by literally becoming it and overtaking it.
Yeah.
So he, goes and finds Peter, And Peter has the reaction that readers would have typically when Kraven would show up on screen of like, oh, this guy again? Like, well, all right, let's have a little fight, whatever.
Yeah.
But then he sees the gun.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, it's not Kraven's usual MO at all.
No, well, it's not a comic book MO either.
That's true, too.
That's
yeah.
the thing that I wrote here that I thought was interesting is that it's a weird moment where like the facade of comic books and the assumed rules of comic books and the ways that they have to be written in order for these stories to make sense and to happen are just dropped.
Yeah.
Of like, what if Dr. Octopus just showed up with a gun?
Yeah.
What if he just shot Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It's like it's a cloth costume.
Yeah.
You could shoot him in the head.
It's the Harry Potter question of like, hey, Voldemort, if your wand doesn't work against this kid,
buy
a Glock.
Yeah.
For real.
It's a weird moment because even Peter is like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get out of here. But he's been drugged at that point.
Yeah.
And it's not clear initially that he hasn't literally killed him and buried him.
Yeah.
You find out later on that he had just put him into this intense sedative that simulated death, essentially.
Yeah.
But as far as you can tell, initially, Kraven kills Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And they ran this title across all of the different Spider books at the time, Spectacular, Amazing, and Web of. So there wasn't like in another book he's alive and he's fighting the Rhino in his blue costume or something. Like he was dead.
If you're a Spidey fan in the 80s, you don't get reprieve from this. It's, you know, for 6 months, this is what's happening in all of your books. It's a full takeover.
Crazy.
You know?
But yeah, I mean, that's where it goes. He, Kraven, buries Peter, takes the black suit, starts going crazy. It's kind of like a Nightfall thing. He starts beating up criminals. Vermin, the villain that the man turned rat, essentially.
Yeah, who I think was from
Cap. He's a Captain America villain, technically. Yeah. There was like a Marvel team up where the Spidey and Cap fought him. Yeah. Kraven beats him up and captures him, all this different stuff, and then finally Peter breaks out, goes back and tries to hunt down Kraven because he realizes it's been 2 weeks after reuniting with Mary Jane.
Yeah, 2 weeks that he was buried.
Yeah, which is
2
weeks and 6 months in real life.
Yeah,
it's kind of
true.
Sliding time scale again.
Yeah, which is fine. You know,
it doesn't matter. Yeah. But Kraven's acting weird. He's like, I'm not going to fight you. Come with me. Let me show you something. Traps him, makes him fight Vermin, lets Vermin go, says, don't worry, I promise. I'll never hunt again. Yeah. And like
after much more of that poetic kind of narration and dialogue.
You know, he doesn't, if you know me in any way, you know that I tell the truth. And they kind of like have this moment. Yeah. And he's like, okay. Yeah. And he leaves.
And they kind of leave it ambiguous as to what really brings about this change of heart for Kraven. Do you have a sense, like what do you think that was the moment that changed him, or the part of the fight between Spidey and Vermin that changed Kraven's mind or changed his heart?
Tell me how! The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
I think a lot of that can be unlocked talking about William Blake and his philosophy and the way that his work is really woven into this. William Blake, artist, poet, all kinds of different stuff. Yeah. Nonconformist. Yeah. Just kind of an artist in general. But I think the main thing really is that Kraven thinks I have to master the spider. I have to overcome this demon that's haunting me, and then I'll have peace. Yeah. And once he does that, he very quickly realizes like, this is a man. Yeah. This isn't necessarily like he believes that he has conquered this like supernatural cosmic force, and also realizes that this is just a guy. Yeah. And that, well, Kraven is more than a man. And then I am beyond that, and I have peace, and I'm content in a way that I never have been before, and I'm set and I'm good. And you, Spider-Man, you go off. I have no need to fight you, Spider-Man. Yeah. Because you're simply a man. Yeah. And that's nothing to me.
Interesting. Yeah. See, I similarly took it in the direction of he understands that that there's a man underneath the costume. Yeah. I think I was speaking of the costume. One of the things that I think makes this work so well and sells it so well as a Kraven story is that what does the hunter do to his prey? He takes it, he skins it, and he wears its skin, right? And I'm like, that makes it so cool, as like he has donned the skin of his prey. And so what he sees now, as he's like watching Spidey handle vermin, is that Kraven's not going to ever be Spider-Man, or he's not ever going to claim the spider for himself, because no matter what, there's already somebody in that skin, in that costume, that like has the compassion and the heart.
The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
That is like central to why he's so effective as a hero, or as a warrior. I'm sure is how Kraven would think of it to himself.
Sure.
And so, coming to the realization that like this is a prey that he can't ever conquer, because he can't prove himself superior to, because he can't like gain access to that heart.
The heart, Osborn.
To those motivations and that whole thing.
Yeah.
So, which I like that they leave it ambiguous, so that we can like read it in different ways, and everybody can read it a different way. I think it's really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It does then, Spidey goes off and fights vermin, and that's all fine and well. And Kraven, having defeated the spider, or realized that he doesn't need to, all this different stuff, blows his head smooth off.
Yes, with a gun.
With a shotgun.
It's so
super shocking.
Yeah, it is.
I had no idea that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Super surprising to me.
It's
super
crazy.
Shocking moment.
He, again, very poetically falls into an open coffin that's just in his house. And his last words are, what are they? Something like, "They used to call my mother insane."
Yeah.
Or something like that. That's the last words of his narration.
Which is like a repeated
Yeah.
motif. Like he comes back to that several times.
Yeah, he's like haunted by this family thing that he's got going on.
Yeah, he says, all these years fleeing Russia, suffocating in America, finding release, finding honor in the jungle, all these years, and I've never known peace or calm or that elusive thing called happiness. Mm-hmm. But I feel as if I can know it now, that it's nearby, just outside perhaps, hidden in the patter of the rain, the drumbeat of the thunder. Peace, calm, happiness, and ending now. And then you see he was picking up the gun, the crack-coom of the thunder.
Yeah.
The pointing of the gun at himself.
Yeah, just in silhouette.
And then he says, they said my mother was insane. And then the thunder, and then you see him dead in the coffin with his blood coming down on a photo of him with his parents. And then just on a full page of just him, little baby Kraven. And that's the way the issue ends. And then you get the final issue of the story after that.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's just so like...
Yeah, it's a shocker.
It's visceral.
Yeah, no, it really is. And this was the conclusion for Kraven for a long, long time. I don't actually know when they ended up bringing him back. I think it's sometime in the mid-2000s.
20 years later. What does it say? I wrote it down.
Yeah, that would put mid to late 2000s, I guess, is what that would be then.
Yeah, that's what you would say. Last page. Yeah, it came back in 2010 in Grim Hunt.
And came back as, I think he came back as kind of a fan favorite.
Sure. I mean, it would be a big moment.
Yeah.
To let a character like that be dead for that long is not something that happens often in comics.
Yeah, 100%. And he's a unique villain for Spidey, for sure. He is not from, the urban jungle. He's from the jungle.
The jungle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I like this book a lot. It's a really fascinating thing. The whole, resurrection stuff that happens with Peter in the grave is fascinating. He's like crawling his way back to life through this metamorphosis that's happening. Like he's also kind of like fighting the spider. Mm-hmm. It's a weird moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like in this strange, I don't know,
when Scott Pilgrim's in the desert? It's like that.
I don't remember. I've seen it one time.
Really?
Liked it.
Good. Watch it again.
All right.
When he dies, he goes to the desert. He's got a desert in his mind. Where
It's like he's in the womb.
Sees the lady. Oh.
That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, that's probably better than what I said.
He's even in the fetal position and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's this moment of like, wouldn't it be nice to just stay here?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great as me, Spider-Man, to just rest and just be done? And everything has been so hard and all this crazy stuff has been happening and all these big fights have happened to me. And I think maybe I'll just remain here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he does not.
He's even kind of going psycho though. Like trying to figure out what's real and what's not. Trying to figure out if whether or not he is genuinely already dead. Mm-hmm. Even after he breaks out, he goes and fights Vermin. He's trying to figure out, is this, maybe I'm still in the coffin. Yeah. There's a lot of back and forth when he's chasing, after Kraven releases them both and Spidey's chasing Vermin through the sewers. Yeah. One panel will be an image of the sewer, and the next will be an image of him in the box, in the coffin, trying to break out. Yeah. So he's like dealing with this like trauma, this very, very fresh trauma, as he goes and chases after him.
There's a lot of like that kind of storytelling of there's like what's the main action happening on the page, and then a panel of this big giant man digging a grave. Yes. And you don't really know why that's happening. Yeah. And then by the end of the issue, you find out, oh, we've shot Spider-Man and we're throwing him in the grave. Yeah. And then that comes back at the end in that, second to last issue, where you see that guy again. You're like, well, what's going on here? And
there's a new grave.
Because we know what happened before, there's this different kind of sense of foreboding going on of like, well, who's that supposed to be for? Yeah. And we then find out it's for Kraven. Yeah. And the whole time that he's fighting Vermin in the house, in the manor, there's this kind of like, there's a lot of like symbolism with like these kind of cosmic totem type creatures of the spider and the rat and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And the way that they're interacting and how that affects the fight, or it doesn't affect the fight, but how that's like a representation of the fight poetically. It's like Peter in the womb, not in the womb, but you get what I mean. Yeah. Kind of like becomes like this spider creature and then is being attacked by these monsters, births himself out of this spider, and then goes and fights these things that are like a representation of Kraven essentially. And this like peace and calm and everything, he could stay there. Yeah. But Mary Jane. Mm-hmm. And it's this like amazing, like deep expression of his love for Mary Jane being like the only thing that is holding him to life. Mm-hmm. That, maybe this was just a strong tranquilizer sedative. Maybe it could have killed him. Yeah. Maybe it was meant to kill him, but it does not kill him. Yeah. He survives it and breaks out of this grave, having symbolically birthed out of this spider back into the man. So like both Kraven and Peter are mastering this kind of like cosmic being, creature type symbol in this thing. Yeah. In a really interesting way.
Which, I'll say this too, should be campy. This should be really ham-fisted and lame, and it's just not. It's very compelling still.
I think the art sells it.
It does. It really does.
If this had, like I love John Romita Sr. or Steve Ditko, John Romita Jr., whoever, but their styles are very different. This is a very gothic, dark feeling story, and the art follows that. There's a certain, like we mentioned earlier, and we'll get deep into this because I took a lot of notes on it, but William Blake's poetry follows kind of is like a through line of the tone of this thing. Yeah. And it's kind of Poe-esque as well. Like it has this kind of like
desolate sort of feeling.
Yeah, it's deterministic. It's like there is a destination here and it is ultimate.
Those slow burn panels that you talked about, the grave digger, there are others where it's like it'll show
like the rat.
Yes, it'll show like
and the spider.
Spidey's grave with there'll be there's a rat that crawls over it as Kraven and Vermin interact. You'll see rats on Spidey's grave.
Or spiders start gathering
before
he breaks out.
Till it's a huge like swarm of them, and then finally he breaks out.
Yeah.
And I think his first words are Mary Jane once he comes back to life.
I love you.
Once he breaks out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. And so so a lot of that slow burn, but those are all those are wordless panels. They're always following.
It's kind of Mignola-esque.
Yeah.
The way that he'll just like linger on like a crow or something, or a weird scary statue in Hellboy.
Yeah.
It just gives it leaves a weird kind of like uncomfortable space.
Yeah.
In a kind of disturbing story. It's hard to describe this thing,
but it's so that's what makes it so beautiful, I think. Especially when it's, and here's another layer of it, it's not through anybody's eyes except for yours, the reader. You're not reading anybody's perspective. You've broken free of the narration. It's just, when you're looking at that grave, nobody is there looking at it. It's just you.
Sure.
That kind of thing, which I think is really cool and adds to that a lot.
It's really cool. I mean, the art in general is really gorgeous. I love the colors in this. I said it does remind me kind of Batman the Cult, of kind of the kind of cool, very bright, colorful stuff that you would think is not what you would do in like a horror-ish story, like a really dark, scary story like this.
Yeah.
But it is it's a beautiful counterpoint. And you look at some of the best horror movies of all time, you get some gorgeous visuals and stuff like, even, Friday the 13th or Halloween or The Exorcist. Like these are very well shot movies.
Very much. Yeah.
And this, those didn't have quite the color palette that this does, but it's really beautiful stuff. Man, they just do a really good job.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. It's so cool. The acting by Mike Zeck is really good.
Yeah.
Especially on Kraven. Like Spider-Man, you always have to do a lot of really good exaggeration of his poses and stuff like that, because he doesn't have an expression to look at unless they're doing the thing where they manipulate the eyes on the mask.
Yeah, true.
But Kraven is so creepy and scary in this. Even like those opening moments that we talked about where he's naked and like really lithe and animalistic and pouncing around. It's really disturbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's this great moment where Kraven is like looking at Spider-Man and he kind of like just vaguely feels sad for him, and he like kind of like touches him on the chin.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, he like recoils, and Kraven notices it in his narration.
And he's like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so interesting the way that like Kraven just looks so like calm in a way that makes it so much more scary and disturbing.
At the end, he does, at least. Earlier on, he's like,
crazy, animalistic.
They drive the artist like does the psychotic thing so well when he's eating spiders and can't keep his eyes, eyeballs are always like darting around and everything like that, and this every facial expression, and of course doing all the different like Spider-Man poses and that sort of a thing, even when he's not wearing the suit. I think you can get that in some of the covers, especially.
Zeck does a really good job of also utilizing the black suit. Like sometimes people will just draw it and it's, well, he's wearing that one. But if you're going to draw the black suit in a story like this, use those shadows, use those black areas.
Yes.
And Zeck really does that well. There's a moment in the final issue where Peter's fighting Vermin, and Vermin's looking around and trying to find him, and you just see like the white spider and the eyes in the shadows behind him.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It's very cool.
Like, use those silhouettes. There's a lot of heavy black in this. Like I said, it is very, very noir.
Yeah, it's worth saying also for context. I think this is pre-Venom, and so there's a certain 100%. There's like a weight that the black suit has, maybe for contemporary readers, that the readers that were reading this for the first time wouldn't really have had. This was just kind of a new
costume.
Yeah.
Not even an alien living thing at all yet.
Yeah, definitely.
See if I have anything else. The lettering, like we mentioned, is really good. Different characters have very distinct different boxes. There's a lot of really good like thunder sound and stuff like that. The sound effects are really well done.
Yeah.
There's that classic iconic. All these covers are gorgeous.
Yeah, they are.
And they were all drawn ahead of time, since the whole story was written ahead of time.
Yeah.
I think this was originally maybe thought like, well, we'll do a graphic novel, and then they didn't do that. Marvel has a bit of a history of doing these graphic novel things that in this era that they just kind of stopped doing. Bob worked on a classic one, Emperor Doom.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, there's that all-time classic cover of Peter ripping out of the grave, which is very good.
Yep, truly a classic. And of course, the grave doesn't say it's for Peter Parker. It says it's for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Which I think is part of what makes it so iconic. It's like this isn't a human person's grave. This is the spider, the symbol of New York. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
It is cool. Let's talk about William Blake.
Let's talk about William Blake.
Because this is a very... this book feels very literary.
Yes.
In the way that sometimes you can tell when you're watching a movie that's based on a stage play or a novel. You can sometimes feel it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a different kind of pace. It's that same kind of thing here. Tell me about it, Michael.
Well, you get so much. There's a lot of what William Blake has that you also see in the other inspiration for this, which is Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment and the brothers. Is it Brothers Karamazov? Is that how you say that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Sorry for my fellow English majors that are really disappointed in me right now. But a lot of just like a lot of writing on duality. Right. It's a lot of writing on two things. That's what you get with the poem that Kraven recites. You get the famous lines, "Tiger, tiger, burning bright." In this case, changing to "spider, spider." Funny also because Mary Jane's nickname for him is Tiger, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Intentional or
unrelated,
not, fun nonetheless.
Fun.
Yeah. So, "Spider, spider, burning bright in the forest of the night. What a mortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry." It goes on.
Which is probably one that a lot of people have heard. That, like the fearful symmetry thing is a pretty ubiquitous, like in a lot of media.
But anyway, William Blake, one of his big things is like the duality of human nature. Beings and people existing in multiple states at once. So of course that comes through in this book in numerous ways. Yeah, you get the life and death thing. Obviously, these are two men at odds with one another.
What?
Yeah. And their conflict is in some ways filtered down into the way that they interact with the character of Vermin. The way that Kraven seeks to use him,
master him,
manipulate him, even when when Vermin is talking about, the spider's my enemy, and he couldn't beat me on his own, so he brought in Captain America, and Kraven eggs that on and says, that's right, he cheated last time you fought. Whereas Spidey wants to, Spidey gets brought in, wants to help him, wants to cure him and fix him, and even like brings New York's finest in to help him out with that. And so
just ties him up and says, "Here you go, police."
Yes,
a guy that almost killed me. These ropes will hold him.
This is a giant rat man, but you take it from here.
He won't murder you.
Yes, no kidding. But even him being such like a throwaway villain is a perfect, just blank slate.
Yeah, how do we treat the least of these?
Yes, no, exactly. It's perfect for this philosophy to be expressed onto in a lot of these ways. You get the different ways in which both men wear the suit. Yeah. You know what I mean? One of
Craven
them
wears it backwards.
He wears it backwards.
But it's identical on both sides. He didn't know.
It's like kind of uncomfy. Why is the back of my neck exposed? I don't understand
weird.
this. The eyes are on the back of it. I don't understand what's the plan here.
Darn it.
But the way that they both kind of go about doing the job, Kraven is like, I want to show that I can be an even better Spider-Man than the actual Spider-Man.
Yeah. Mary Jane sees him.
Yeah.
And as she's, about to be assaulted by some thugs. Yeah. And thinks, never mind, you're taken care of.
Yes.
And then very quickly realizes that is not Peter.
Not my husband in there.
Because of the way that he's he is brutalizing these men. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she doesn't need to have the mask off to know that. Like the way that these two guys behave as the Spider is very different.
Yeah. Yeah, even the way they go about purpose, right? Mm-hmm. Kraven's purpose is to hunt to be the best, and he doesn't consider that the reason why Spider-Man is so effective as he is because of the man underneath. He's used to hunting animals. He's a big game guy, and this he realizes now goes beyond just the game. Like there's purpose to the actions of this man, more so than there is just any of the animals that he's found in the past, who are simply animals who have no reason. So things like that speak so much to the literary inspirations behind this, which again, I know I brought up how verbose it is. That is a reflection on the way it uses the comics medium specifically. If this was a book of its own, that kind of just a novel, I think that critique would be entirely unfounded.
So to be more specific about Blake exactly, he lived from 1757 to 1827. He was an English poet, painter, and visionary during the Romantic Age. He was very eccentric, claimed to see literal visions of angels and demons from a young age. Yeah. So him specifically really frames Kraven in an interesting way, because Kraven is going nuts here. Mm-hmm. Here's a few, Michael or Marshall, insert a few of Blake's pencil drawings. They're terrifying.
Yes, they sure are.
But he, interestingly enough, would write his poems alongside his gorgeous, complex, and often terrifying illustrations on copper plates, coloring them himself. And his most well-known collection, Songs of Innocence and Experience, is often seen as an early precursor to the comic book as a format. Yeah. So there's a weird kind of like correlation there, lineage there, that doesn't really matter that much, but it's fun to think about.
Give him writing credits on this book; he deserves it.
Fine. But he specifically was very concerned about the duality of man, and thought that people existed in two states of either innocence or experience, with the core question of the poem that this comic is based on being, did he who made the lamb make thee? Which is asking, how could a loving God create a gentle lamb, but also create a terrifying, lethal apex predator like a tiger? So Kraven, in reality, is the tiger, not the lamb. Yeah. But he's viewing Spider-Man, or the spider, as this apex creature that he needs to overcome and destroy. Yeah. Where in reality, he more represents this experience aspect, while Peter represents the innocence. So he's trying to, prove that his aspect of humanity, his type of this duality of man, is the superior one, is superior Spider-Man.
Totally. When you get that,
keep coming back to that.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, and this idea comes about, I think, for Kraven very starkly, kind of near the end, when he remarks that every man has his spider, or in other words, every man has his aim. That's going back to that
hunted
purpose.
By demons.
Right, going back to that purpose thing. It's like, it's like every man has this aim. Yeah. He says, so every man has his spider. Maybe I am his, he says, of Spider-Man himself.
Yeah.
So it's just
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a weirdly self-reflective moment for a character that up to this point has been going nuts.
Yes. Yeah.
It's it's really cool. Mm-hmm. But it's just very fun and interesting. And also, it brings back to me this kind of like thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and seeing a lot of creatives talk about, where if you only read comics, you're not really getting a real grounding in the medium and in literature. And especially as a writer, you need to be involved in more than just this one thing. Yeah. Where I look at guys, like I talked in one of my videos, I can't remember which one, I think maybe the John Romita video, about how these early guys, illustrators, cartoonists, were workman illustrators. They knew all the fundamentals. They just happened to be drawing comics. They were commercial artists. Yeah. Whereas these days, while they were inspired by, Rockwell and Renaissance artists, like all the like famous, like fine, quote unquote, fine art. Yeah. These days, I'm inspired by John Romita and John Buscema and other artists named John. And it's a different kind of thing where, like, if the only thing I'm referencing is the thing that I'm writing, I'm losing track of the wider scope of the art that I'm making, which is, you know, part of the arguments against AI as well. All this different stuff that we could get really deep into that we don't need to right now. But it's just, you can tell so clearly that, you know, DeMatteis is very well read. The same way when you read something like Watchmen, you can tell that Alan Moore is not living his entire world in comic books. And even since leaving the industry, is a novelist. Like, he does a lot of writing novels and doing all other kinds of art. Like, he's very interested, and I think the best artists are very interested in other forms as well. So it's cool, the kind of different kind of I don't know, feeling isn't the right word. It evokes a different kind of level of work that some other comics don't necessarily have, which isn't an inherently bad thing, but you can really tell.
Very much elevates things when
That's the word.
When it's not just echoing the medium that it's in, but bringing in elements from all different kinds of storytelling, because nothing exists just it doesn't exist in a vacuum. It doesn't exist as an uninspired thing. Every writer is writing from something else and and drawing their inspiration from something else. And it would be a shame if if comics is where that ends. Because there's a whole world of stories to tell.
You're missing a lot. Like, I keep seeing Cosmic Crackle, Kirby something. I don't remember the name of the channel. I always confuse it. But there's a comic YouTuber that is really awesome. You should check out his channel. Did a really cool video recently about the famous statement often attributed to Jack Kirby that comics will break your heart. About how, like, the comics industry is typically, especially Marvel, used and abused its creatives. But oh man, what was I saying about that? Where did I start here? Oh, I follow him on Twitter, and I'm always seeing him posting not comics, but books. Like, in books about comics, like reading about the medium, like extensively, like getting deeper into why are superheroes the way they are? What is the politics of superheroes? Why are they like this? What is the world that produces superheroes, and why does it do that? What, like, all this different stuff, like, and that's really interesting, and something you would not get just by, you know, reading the latest issue of the Red Hood and being like, oh, I like him because he has guns. It's like, that's fine. But
that's what I thought when I was 13. I want to be more evolved about it now, or more matured with it. You know? When Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were creating or even before they created their respective fantasy worlds, when they were just discussing, like, is there merit to this? Is this something that people will actually read? One of their conclusions that they came to together was no. Believe it or not, it was not no.
What?
Crazy. That's what we still talk about.
They set their pens down.
And they quit. No, they concluded the fairy tale, or fairy story, I think they called it back then, but the fairy tale.
Classic.
You know, it is an adult medium as well. Like, it's not just for our kids. Even though Lewis is writing this for his granddaughter, and that's perfect. And they understand that this is going to be a cross-generational thing. They're like, we're not limiting this. This can grow up. This can be matured into some, you know, it's like people can read this as mature readers and understand something larger about it. I think comics is best when they take up a similar sort of a stance. With making it accessible, making it challenging, you know, for adults. I think this book is an example, rather, of where that kind of works.
I like this book more now than I did when we started this episode, and I already thought it was great.
Hey, perfect.
The if this then that I would give is the stuff that I mentioned earlier. Like, there are things that have a similar kind of feeling and tone to this, and I would say, like, go check out Batman. They're both sitting over there next to you, I think, Michael. Batman the Cult and Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. They have a very similar kind of horror-ish vibe. The colors in the Cult have that. You can even see on the cover that kind of like really textured watercolor thing going on.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, Bernie Wrightson's art is just incredible in that one. I got to reread that.
Go listen to more of what we thought about them. We did both of those as a part of our like lead up to Halloween last year because they're both a little bit spooky.
Spooky times.
Spooky.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, go read those.
That's what I would say about that. We do have, by the way, you can become a member of the channel, and there's certain perks that you can get from that.
Yeah.
And I won't go on for too long about it, but there's a few different tiers on there, and they all have different rewards, like having your name in the credits as a producer. If you want to be wildly irresponsible with your money, you can go to the top tier, Linda's Strongest Soldier.
Oh, she would love it. I recently revealed to her that's what we called it. I said, so we're gonna need you to like
give us a tag, a producer tag.
Yeah, give like personalized like videos for anybody who joins that.
Oh, that's even funnier.
And that's what I told her. She was not with that idea. So, but I feel like if somebody chose to be that insane person that became one of Linda's Strongest Soldiers, she would do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Linda's my mom, by the way, in case we didn't say that.
Linda is Michael's mom. But there's different stuff and there's different rewards, and you can check those out. Zero pressure. Like if you want to support what we do, that's the best and most direct way to do it.
Yeah.
And also, if you're here and you enjoyed the video, give it a sub, send it to your friends, tell them to subscribe, all this different stuff. Ultimately, we're just glad that you're here.
Yes.
Time is precious, and choosing to spend it with us is a big mistake. So we appreciate it.
It's true. You're all out of your minds. We worry for you. Seek help. Yeah. Especially you, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan needs it.
I see your comment, Ryan. It is time to fight. So hunt down Gamma. Find Gamma. I am encouraging violence on the internet. Next time, we are continuing our Spider-Man time leading up to the movie Brand New Day, and we will be reading One More Day.
One More Day. We love it.
Yes, and then after that, Brand New Day.
Yes.
At least the first probably couple arcs of Brand New Day, because that is a 3 compendium long era of the character.
Yeah.
I did download all of it.
Did you really?
I'll see what I can do in a couple weeks.
Dense. That's a lot. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Great.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited for the movie too. We'll probably do maybe a little review of it.
We'll throw a comic book cinema lounge in there.
Yes, yeah. Cinema lounge being Marshall's and kind of.
You're in there.
I'm part of it.
You're part of the pantheon of hosts.
I've hosted a couple.
Yeah.
Movie podcast. So yeah, go check that out as well. You'll see a link below. All of the things, but like Marshall said, we're glad you're here. We'll see you next week, and in the meantime, keep reading comics. Love you.
Good luck. Michael, my body is an animal, and I'm ready to hunt.
Marshall, burning bright. The only star I see at night.
Yeah.
I wish I may. I wish I might.
Fear my symmetry. Green Lantern's light.
I love being a poet. It's my favorite thing.